Shit falls.
People are just getting their popcorn.
Yeah. The movie started so early. What's happening? Oh, we're live.
Unless you're like the old couple in my avatar showing. They were really pissed off with all the ads and everything.
Oh, really?
Like, is this movie ever starting? And then, of course, it shows like the landmark, like extreme little audio feature.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh my gosh, ridiculous. All I could hear next to me.
That's fair.
Yeah, this is the shit that always works. Now listen, I want you to look in the eyes. Look in the eyes.
Why don't you pull it up so we can all see?
Baby, I woke up this morning. A sea was storming inside of me. See that?
It's for you, Maddie.
When I woke up this morning, I felt like there was a sea storming inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
And baby, I think I'm capsizing. The waves are rising and rising.
And baby, I think I'm capsizing. I think I'm capsizing, and the waves just keep rising.
Rising,
Rising.
and rising.
Rising.
And when I get that feeling, I need sexual healing.
When I get that feeling, I need sexual healing. I just need sexual. I know it sounds crazy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 536th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. And that's why you join the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. I am the spy, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by...
I am the spook, Kirklin Patzer.
I'm the songbird once again, Dylan Muss.
I'm the 805, Taylor Field.
Yeah, you didn't go with the alliteration, did you? You know, you saw all the S's going on. I was like, I'm doing my own thing, you know?
He
Yeah.
wasn't here when we talked about it.
That's true. He wasn't. Never mind. Kirklin, did you ever find out why on StreamYard why we're in bold now? You were gonna look.
No, I
into
didn't really look into it. I just like made the observation. I didn't know you're gonna put me on the spot live on cast.
You can
So
drop
you're
it in the
Kirklin,
feedback.
answer this question.
it. Yeah, drop it in the feedback.
Yeah, I'll get in there.
Thumbs down. I don't like the ball.
I've been back and forth with Rob from StreamYard.
This guy to break fourth wall. Kirklin, at the end of StreamYard now, they do like a thumbs up, thumbs down, and because they changed it, what we've talked about before, StreamYard does change. And it doesn't matter. They're not a sponsor. We pay for the service. It's not whatever. But like he gave a thumbs down. And then he was like, "You changed my setting, you bastards." T-minus an hour later, I get a message. "Oh, what was wrong with your stream?" And then they pulled the message of you changed my setting, you bastards. And I just feel like a heap of embarrassment over myself of Kirkland putting this.
Especially if it's like your name like on the account. It's like, what's wrong, Travis? Why are you calling us bastards?
Yeah, it's just like great. Travis Snell.
It was a
says
great
from-
test, though, to see, like, is anyone actually on the other end of that thing? I can safely say yes. They get right
are.
back to you, so good on you, StreamYard. And then the next time, I gave a thumbs up, and I said it was good. You guys didn't change my settings, so.
Did you say
Did
that?
did you get an email?
No, not for that. They're happy
Yeah,
about
they only
that.
care about the thumbs down.
You should ask them a question. They do a thumbs up on a question though. Thumbs up and say, "Why did my font change?" and see what happens.
every single episode, I'll think of a question to ask StreamYard.
Do the thumbs up, and if they don't answer, next episode thumbs down. You didn't answer why my font changed. But yes, this is a good old GeekVerse podcast, the weekly episode. We got lots of good stuff going on. It's just, like I said, well, we've had lots of content already, but I feel like the 15th, because last was coming out, was the big start of it, because we're back to weekly show reviews, and we got side quests, and we got news, and Weekly Geek, and da-da-da-da. But it's always a good time. Taylor, Phil, where can they find all that content?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us via internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast is our Twitter. GeekVerse is our Facebook.
And like we alluded to at the beginning of this episode, go join the Discord. Always a fun time in there. We had a random conversation between Shanghai Nights and Rush Hour, and yeah, I don't know. Dylan, have you seen Shanghai Nights?
Is that what that video? I was gonna ask. What? I don't know what that video was. It was a good time. I enjoyed it, but I got 0% of the context of it. And I was in the Discord. And I read through those messages, but all of it kind of went over my head. So I need to be filled in. So what's going on here?
So for some reason, I guess we start talking about Jackie Chan comedy movies, and that transitioned into Owen Wilson because Taylor, because he's been savage this week, dropping some terrible scores on movies. A 3 out of 5 for Days of Future Past. This guy still has his Everything Everywhere All at Once score at a 3 out of 5 out of 5.
Oh.
It hasn't changed yet. Just terrible stuff. But he gave Rush Hour 2 a 4.5 out of 5, which I respect.
That's fair.
It's maybe a 0.5 lower, but that's fine. So anyways, and I started talking about Rush Hour versus Shanghai Nights and Noon. And someone that has even worse takes than him recently, U.S. Clayton, who is just like just shit
Going
on
off the
every
deep end. I
yeah,
think, eh?
yeah, something's happened to him. But he said that he's not a Rush Hour guy. He's a Shanghai Noon guy. Have you seen either of these movies still? The Rush Hour series?
Absolutely not. No.
So Rush Hour is Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, buddy cop comedy, and then Shanghai Nights and Noons is Jackie
Basically
Chan.
that, but like Western time, isn't it?
Yeah, as cowboys, but it's Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan. So then that transitioned to, I think Maddie dropped, has anyone seen I Spy? I think he's the first one. And
No, I asked U.S. Clayton because he said he
no,
liked.
I think Maddie's the one that brought it up first.
Oh my gosh, what is this? You changing history now? Pull up the Discord timestamps.
Delete the tweets.
Yeah,
Put those files. Put those files in my house. All right. I got to keep them nice and safe. But anyway, so Kirklin, I guess, to reign over Maddie's parade, brought up I Spy, and that is a movie deal where it's Femke Jensen. This is the movie that we played the clip from. Owen Wilson and Eddie Murphy. Don't know how it gets there. Owen Wilson is it's a comedy. He's a James Bond type spy, and Eddie Murphy is the most famous boxer in the world. And to pull off this mission, he needs to team up with this boxer who's going to go undercover. And that's just a scene where he's a very awkward character, and he really likes Femke Jensen, but he can't talk to her. So they have earbuds in each other's ear, and he's coaching them through like how to make a move or something like that. And then Maddie posted that scene in the Discord on the YouTube, the sexual healing scene. And it's I like it. It's a good enough movie. They got good enough chemistry, but that is a classic scene because Eddie Murphy just won the Cecily DeMille Award from the fucking terrible Golden Globes. I was gonna say Geeks, but
That's a made-up award.
We're well established. we're we have just as many members, but much better. But yeah, so that's what that was from. So, but you've not seen I Spy, Rush Hour, or Shanghai Nights Noons.
No, I feel like this is a whole other side of Owen Wilson that I never really knew existed, which is kind of interesting. But I was more thinking this is kind of funny in the context of like, what if this is Mobius talking to Phoenix? Thinking they're Marvel characters, and that's
who's Eddie
actually what
Murphy
that
gonna
scene
be?
is. Yeah, I guess he's never been
Frozone.
in a Marvel movie, I assume.
Frozone
Yeah,
in the MCU, eh?
new Marvel
Be
character.
wild.
I'm still waiting for them. So Taylor, did Kirkland commission you for a Photoshop photo today about this whole
It's pretty good, eh? It's pretty good.
CI
At it.
Spy and stuff like that? My only problem
No,
with that
that's
is
the truth. Come on now.
the only problem with that is you did not give Owen Wilson credit in that. You're just like, oh, Eddie Murphy carries it. He's the best.
He
Owen
does.
Wilson
He
shit.
really does.
I don't know if he carries it. Did you see Owen
now
Wilson in
you're
that
putting
clip?
back
words
that
in
he
my
carries
mouth.
it.
He
Owen
carries it
Wilson,
for
that
sure.
clip was
Owen
great.
He is good. He is great for sure. But like
But
when I
who's
think
setting
of
him
I
up?
Spy, I think of Eddie Murphy. Yeah, like when he's the boxer, like all those jokes around with his like bodyguards and everything, just the way that he treats Owen Wilson throughout the whole movie. Come on, like you put like a lesser actor in that, and Owen Wilson would be good, but like the movie would just be so much lesser.
You need a great straight man, and that's Owen Wilson in that moment. I'm just saying.
But you need a good Eddie Murphy powerhouse, and that's what
Yeah.
you got.
But that
Hard
was
to match
just
Eddie Murphy.
that was just the 90s, where I guess they try and still do that now, but I feel like nowadays it's like we got to take 5 to 6 actors and put them together, and then you want to see it. Like Red Notice, where it's like Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot. Or back then in the 90s, it was like let's just take 2 actors, like John Travolta and Nick Cage. Boom, people see it. Owen Wilson and Eddie Murphy. Boom, like Will
But that
Ferrell
also wasn't
and
going out on like a streaming service back then, right? Like Red Notice.
Yeah.
Was. I feel
Oh,
like it's a
yeah.
lot easier to get a movie like that nowadays. Also, just movies in general is so much easier to just get out there in the world than they were back in the 90s.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love, not that I don't really actually care that much, because they always say it's the biggest watched movie. But I wonder like what Red Notice would have done if it just like came out in theaters, like no streaming and stuff, because those could be inflated numbers and everything. But
Yeah.
we'll never know and stuff
Did it
like
do
that.
good
We'll never
in
know.
general?
They say it's their. I think they said it was their biggest movie of all time until oh god, what's the Leo Don't Look Up movie
Oh,
that
Don't Look
broke
Up.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My sister, she's one of those people. She loves like just any type of movie. I feel like if it's pretty basic, she'll just say like, "Yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it." She told me to stay away from Red Notice, and I was like, "Oh, that's meaning something there." The other one she told me to stay away from was A Man from Toronto. I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, I could.
I did
believe
not have
that.
interest in that
Yeah.
one, but knowing
heard of that
that,
one.
you were telling me to avoid it, I will take your word.
It looks like a fake movie, like it's real, but it's Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson. I'm like, what a fucking weird pairing of actors. Like, it's just very strange, and Netflix just does that. They did one with Mark Wahlberg recently too, whereas Mark Wahlberg and I think it was Kevin Hart again or something. There was like Kevin Hart just keeps pairing.
That
with
was
people.
so good. I enjoyed that one actually.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, what's it called, Taylor?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
God, a lot
I
of
think it's oh
censorship
shit,
today.
Taylor, you're back. Okay,
You
sorry,
don't even
sorry.
have to
continue.
censor him.
So
Just
much
have to say, I don't
censorship.
remember. It would have been better if you just left him in there.
Yeah, what was your favorite scene?
Yeah.
Like in context, it's like Mark Wahlberg likes to live these lavish birthday
That's not what
parties.
Dylan asked you. That's not
But
what Dylan asked
I'm leading in. I'm leading
Okay.
into it. There's a scene where Kevin Hart like faces off against a mountain lion, and it fucking cracks me up. It was so brutal.
you. Sounds like Taylor humor right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I suppose look at that. He said, I just watched Saw 2. I like it a bit more than
Oh.
the first. That there's definitely a line in the sand for people that like Saw 1 versus Saw 2. I think Saw 2 is more rewatchable, but I still got a place in my heart for Saw 1 as that OG, and I love the plot and everything. But yeah, it's I suppose I have to ask now, maybe you can answer, why are you starting now? Saw 10, I think it's not out till October, so you got lots of time, but maybe you're just in a mood. I don't know, but we're getting Saw 10 this year, boys. I can't wait.
Maybe
We're getting-
spacing them
That's
out.
pretty crazy.
Just
man.
like nice
10.
and good pace.
He watched
one a
2
month.
within 48 hours, Kirk.
2 right away and then skip
Yeah,
them.
wait.
I feel like if S-Bub starts, he can't stop. He like
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fair.
jump into the first, and he's through the whole series in a week's time.
Especially like even though Kirkland, I don't know how much you enjoy it, but Saw has this thing where they're always ending in some sort of cliffhanger. So it's very much like, well, I got to see what happens next, because they always end in a situation where like, and man, it's hurt. It hurt having to wait year when I was watching it from day one. Where S-Bubs, you get to wait 24 hours and you get to know what happened to Eric Matthews. You know, man, you're gonna meet the big bad booty daddy Hoffman soon. Oh, I
can't wait
for
for the
that.
Hoffman stuff. Yeah.
He's gonna fucking hate Hoffman. Watch. He's gonna hate
Yeah,
him. Like,
maybe.
oh, like that terrible. Talk about terrible scores. 3 out of 5 for Zoolander. But anyways, lots of good stuff going on this week. We just did our video game draft. We got the MCU Golden Geeks. Me and Dylan. I'm very excited because I've been looking. I've been making a little list of talk about our best Marvel games coming up next week. I think there's a couple you'll appreciate, but I don't think you've played. And I think, well, I don't know if they would hold up this day and age, but we'll talk about that. And
It'll be
Last of Us weekly reviews start this week. I got a Trash told you out at this point. What else? I feel like there's something I'm missing. You guys just did a weekly geek, which was lots of fun. I really was worried because my Apple podcast like skipped for some reason. Like it was when Dylan was talking about the Beau is Afraid trailer, and then it went on, and then it skipped back to that. And I was ready to message Taylor and be like, "Oh, what did you do, man? Like, did you really screw this up?" But then I went to Spotify, and it was fine. But I was like, did you just like? Is the last 20 minutes just the Beau is Afraid trailer again? Because, but yeah, there you
Instantly
go.
goes to Taylor. I love it.
Sorry, did you check the Apple thing twice? Like, did it do it repeatedly?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's happened before sometimes where it's weird. I'll have a podcast where it's a different podcast playing, but it'll be like, let's say it's GeekVerse 503, but I listen to the Big Mountain, and it's like the Big Mountain podcast playing the GeekVerse 503. It's not the greatest Apple podcast, but it's just, and I have Spotify. I don't know. I guess I just like their podcasting app a tad bit better, but because it's separate, right? Separate. I like my music and podcasts like separate. Maybe that's crazy. of me.
Spotify is quite the mess. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, and that's where you can find us all. Everything you need to know is down below. Head over to our Patreon, get episodes ad-free, exclusive, and early. You get the first episode of X-Men Retrospectives, 2 John Wicks. Next week, we'll be recording the next, I think, 7 or 6 episodes of Season 1 for X-Men Retrospectives, so you're going to be getting 4 episodes early. I think it's on the calendar. I think it's not this weekend, but next weekend will be After 9 coming back. There'll be a night edition. Taylor, you look like you're doing like a thinking eyes.
No. Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going.
There you go. Yeah, everything you need to know. And a big shout out to our Patreon producers, Aaron Brain, April Darkness, Joshua White for supporting us and everything like that. We really appreciate you being in that top tier. We appreciate everyone being at the top. We appreciate everyone at the tier. We appreciate. Yeah, I fucked it up. We appreciate
You
everyone
almost
that
just played it
listens.
off. You were
Yeah, I
pretty smooth
did.
there.
But Dylan
Yeah.
smiled, so I could. He broke me. But
Locked
no,
eyes.
even if you can't support us on Patreon, we just appreciate you listening. We thank you very much. Dylan and Taylor's Day on Newscast was our biggest day of the month, so that was a good time. So and
Of the
we're going-
year. Don't underplay it. Come
That's
on.
true.
Yeah.
You guys got the biggest day of the year so far. So there you go. But yeah, so let's get into. So we could talk about this. We got thought balls and anything else we want to talk about. But Maddie asked, he wanted to know what is our favorite video game of all time. Now, and he said FY. So now there's a debate because I didn't show this to these gentlemen because I thought, well, this is easy. I feel like we should all know what our favorite game is, our number one is. But then Kirklin and Taylor made a big stink off air, like, well, I don't know what's so hard. Even though we've on this cast done a top 10 video game. So you're saying in the past 7 years, your number one game has changed?
Legitimately, that might have been like in our first couple months, to be fair, of podcasting. Like it was a very, very long time ago.
I remember
A lot
my
of
list was on
games have come
paper,
out.
so it was a long time ago.
So that's what I mean, though. Has it changed?
Can you name what I like named off back then?
I'm just saying, do you think in the last 7 years has a game come out that
Can
came
you,
out?
Taylor?
No, not a chance.
Because I can't.
I just been like in the last 7 years of the game coming out, and went, you know what? That is my new favorite game. Like I have a couple that are like it's arguably, but like Death Stranding to me when that came out, like this might be my new favorite game. That's why maybe I need to redo my list. I don't think I have it at the number one spot, but I remember being like, oh, this is really close to replacing all those other games. Like, have you had that in the last 7 years?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I don't remember what my first game was. So
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just trying to find a date. But Dylan,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
you know.
Taylor's list. I feel like you had some random strategy game called like Empires of the Sun or something like that. I don't think that was
Solar Empire. That wasn't his number
is
one
that,
though.
is
There's
it
no
wasn't
way.
his number one. Definitely a Star Wars thing would have been in there too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Ass
Um,
Creed would have been there, but which one? That's the question. And it's
There's
probably
only
some,
one.
Like, it's probably
Yeah, I
one
guess
niche one.
would
No, there's
Assassin's Creed
multiple
not be the
Assassin's
go-to
Creed.
number
well, no,
one
but
for you?
but there's definitely one that would have made that cut.
Is it 2? Because I know 2 was on my list. It was pretty high.
It would definitely be 2. Like,
Yeah, okay.
I feel like at the time I would have gone with that bias pick of Assassin's Creed 2 as being my favorite. But 7 years down the road, like right now, I feel like Star Wars Empire War would kind of like take over that just because strategy elements and everything with that.
So first of all,
Oh.
gotta love because Taylor hasn't made a thumbnail. Our thumbnail is Eddie Murphy just making some fucking face over there. So there's no video. This came out March 13th, 2016. So 6 years ago. So it wasn't even in
Holy
our first
shit,
year
wow.
actually.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I'll see you. Let me scrub to this. and
Maybe
see
it
if
was
we
movies. I feel like we did a top 10 ranking very early
you
on,
can't,
but
we could have.
oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
We're
audio
going to
quality.
copyright ourselves.
You get actually every place.
Let's see if I can find Taylor's here. People want us to react to our own cast.
He's
Here
also
we go.
changed his list.
Yes.
I hate my voice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna just listen to.
My
scrub
voice
the
is
audio.
pretty
Always be number
horrendous.
one.
For
You
sure.
know what? You guys talk. I'm gonna find it because it's terrible for me to scrub through, but I will find it. So
So we're doing the whole
Two
next
Dylans
hour.
talking at once.
yeah, it's not a good plan. But
You're just like
Dylan,
arguing with yourself.
you likely know your favorite game, right?
Dude, I'm a nerd for lists. I have an Excel sheet that is my top 100 games of all time. It actually goes up to 125 right now.
Holy crap!
And I update this like pretty regularly. Like I don't think I've done the 2022 stuff yet, but this definitely has 2021 things in it. So I can answer you anything from 1 to 125 off the top of my head.
Overachiever.
Just looking
Kirkland,
for
pick a
one.
random number. Give me a random
Oh,
number.
no.
28.
Let's see. 28 is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. There you go. It shows
Ooh,
Fire
that's a
Emblem.
hot one.
What's 67?
I thought someone would
It
say
would be a
69.
67,
67 is We Play. Oh, what a great collection that is.
I respect that. We play is pretty good.
That's
pretty low,
67.
though.
That's pretty deserving.
It's
67,
halfway.
I would say. Okay, to answer my number one though, I mean, I've always kind of had this as a bit of a toss-up because there's kind of two very different sort of games, but one of them would be The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, of course, just that amazing experience that just blew my mind as a kid and as a game that I've revisited like every couple of years, and I'm always finding new stuff and having good adventures and all that kind of thing. So that one, and then of course it's Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube because as a kid that game blew my mind. I still remember vividly the first time like going to a friend's house and seeing it and seeing that you could play Bowser and just being like my mind was just blown as a kid. It was beautiful compared to the N64 one that I had played a ton of at that point. Then when I finally got it, I just played it endlessly, and then it kind of simmered down on it. But then, you know, whatever it was around podcast era, I maybe a little bit earlier got back into the game in the competitive scene, and then it's like this is the greatest competitive game I've ever played in my life, and it's like my favorite childhood party game all rolled into one. So if I had to pick one, of course I'm gonna pick Melee. But in terms of like multiplayer, Melee, single player, Morrowind is my kind of number one all-time answer.
Taylor, those were the custard era, the custard dome era, you know.
Era,
like that.
yes. Errors.
Custard
Oh,
air.
custard, remember?
Fuck, I
You
hate
called it
getting. I'm
custard.
getting a whiff of custard air.
Custard air. Dylan, I got a question for you.
Sure.
When did you get Melee? Like, was it like immediately after this you played at your friend's house, or did you do you have to wait for Christmas or a birthday? Did you swipe it from your friend? Like,
It
Yeah, he
definitely-
left a friend's birthday.
It was not
Give the fucking game!
It was definitely maybe a year or two after the GameCube had come out. I don't think it was a Christmas or a birthday. I just remember being a random day where my dad just picked up a GameCube from like the pawn shop or something like that. And yeah, I had Melee and Animal Crossing as like the day one
Nice.
things. I'd played Animal Crossing at my cousin's place. and knew I loved that game as well. So those are the 2 day one games, and honestly, that's probably all I had for a month. That is all you need. 2 games that you could just spend endless amounts with. So there
Yeah.
you go.
All right. I think I got to the point where it's Taylor revealing his game.
More today was on his list, so we
Yeah,
already
no,
named them all.
Don't spoil it. I don't know.
Oh, maybe Watch Dogs.
I don't know.
Watch Dogs.
The
Oh
gameplay,
yeah, the Watch Dogs.
story, and as I love the games that are in history. It's awesome.
Oh.
Right
So
now,
that's
just
why-
picturing everything you're talking about is Diddy Kong Racing.
Great joke, though.
History is spot on.
It was perfect, and I love it on. I love playing it on the next gen console.
build it.
Even
Oh,
better.
those
Rise
next.
Son of Rome.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Oh, good fake out.
Yeah, I was.
Taylor, why'd you say, "Oh fuck"? Did you think for a second you?
It fooled me. I was like, "Oh, old Taylor got me for a second."
He fooled himself. He fooled himself.
Fucking old Taylor or young Taylor getting me good.
I should have just
Take
stopped
that,
it
old
there.
man.
I should have stopped it there, and we just think that Taylor, we bug Taylor that his favorite game of all time is Rise Son of Rome.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Hard save. I was like, oh, I'm gonna mic drop this and leave. Then I'm gonna get
Has to be
it.
it.
Gotta be AC.
No, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
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 I knew it was
Wow.
such a shoot.
Good.
You might maybe you had multiple Assassin's Creed games on your list. I don't know. That
I think
surprises
you
though,
might
right?
have actually, but yeah,
Interesting.
Brotherhood. Wow, that's a
Which one is
Yeah.
that? Is that 3?
That
It's like
was
AC 2.0 or something, or like 2.5
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I would have given it that over AC2 because you can recruit assassins and fight with them. Then that would have been a kicker.
That's
So-
specific reason.
So Taylor, specifically, is it still your favorite game of all time?
Thank you for the confirmation. I appreciate you
Is it
pulling
in your
that.
top 10, Taylor?
It's in the top 10.
That's
absolutely.
what the fans wanted. Because this is the thing. Because Taylor, I will say this. He had pitched before. He's like, oh, you know, like every time I listen to bloopers, he's like, we should go back and listen to it. And I'm like, I don't know if people want to listen to us, just like listen to us and then us just laughing. And then the Discord was like, you guys should all do the bloopers and listen. I was like, okay, well, fuck, I read the room wrong on that one. I'm still finding it because we couldn't do that for 2 hours. But
I mean,
again,
yeah, the Discord. I mean, that's the super fans too, right? So, like,
True.
will the general audience, the people who aren't
Yeah.
talking to us on a daily basis, do they want that, or is it
Am
just
I not
people
going to
that
be
are
able
just
to
in the
pay
madhouse
rent
with
because
us?
we're laughing at a bloopers episode? You know, think about that, Discord. I don't know, but no, we'll probably do something.
I want to
fun.
know though, because Travis, you were asking this. Like,
Yeah.
Taylor, do you feel like something off the top of your head, just in in like the podcast
Mm-hmm.
era, a new game that's come out is like top 10 or like top 5 level thing? I can't think of one on the top of my head that's just like a game that's absolutely blown you away in recent times that would like trump some of those old favorites. Like Spelunky 2 is the newest. That's my number 3, and that came out in 2020. That's pretty cool to have like that new of a game in there. But it's hard to crack into that, top nostalgia
top
echelon, right?
echelon, yeah.
I'd honestly would give it to like Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone. Like the experiences that we've all shared, that is
Rebirth
some
Island,
like
specifically.
Rebirth. Like there's some solid stuff in there that has just knocked out some of the like those other games out of that top 10 list. So again, just the nostalgia too with you guys, it's been great.
But is Brotherhood still number 1?
It can't be.
That's
Don't lie to
Maddie's
us. Come
question.
on.
That's
Don't
Maddie's
lie to
question. What's your
us.
This is a
favorite game of all
good
time?
potential side quest topic on a rainy day. You guys keep these lists ready because maybe we got to bring this up again.
I'll right now I'll do the switch around and say my number 1 would be Star Wars Empire War because I love getting back into that and just playing it up.
New
It's
appreciation.
whole appreciation. There's been a lot of I won't get too far into it, but there's been some like mods that they've added and implemented in there where people have added like Clone Wars stuff, all like expanded universe stuff. Like it's incredible. They need to just do a sequel already. Disney, get the fuck on
No, he
the
brings
check.
this up every time we talk about Star Wars video games, and it's never gonna happen. Not never. I won't say never, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. So
That's soon.
yeah, but yeah, no, I want to redo all those lists because games, movies. I feel like there's a couple that like I would shuffle around and stuff like that. But yeah, no, mine's still. I just resort to. I still just go Arkham City. It's those memories. I feel like a cheat because I feel like I got like a 1A, B, and C. It's like that, and I always say it's KOTOR. And then honestly now, like I was just talking about Death Stranding. Like it's one of those games that was one I play. It's like this might be my favorite game of all time, and it's still up there. So I'd really have to sit and stew on like think about each specific reason. There might be a favorite versus nostalgic versus what I think's the
I remember
best,
Luigi's
but-
Mansion was very high on your list. too,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
top
that-
3 maybe.
I think it's top 3, top 5.
Do you remember what your 1 was? Was it
It's
Last
City.
of Us?
No, Last of
It was
Us. I
City.
hadn't played at that point. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Because I played Last of Us when I got my PS4, which I guess was out, but because I didn't have a PS3, and all I heard about was Last. Because I remember when I was working at Best Buy, just that game legitimately was selling out all the time. People could not get copies. I was like, what the fuck is this game? Because even the trailers aren't even that impressive. It's just guys running from zombies. It's like, okay, it's a zombie game, cool. But now, yeah, same thing. Like, I would definitely have Last of Us in there, not part 2, but I just dropped the retro reviews on there. You can check that out. But yeah, so that's why definitely in the future I'd love to wait, maybe another time where we have like a lull period, redo some of these top 10s, because I think there's some new contenders. Maybe even not the one spot, there's around there. So Kirklin, favorite game all time?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident I said Skyrim back then. And
I feel like you did, yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question, Dylan, I feel like not really. Like the only ones in the last like decade, or I guess 7 years since we did that cast, that would have broken to my top 10. Well,
Spider-Man?
Total
this is
War,
an
right?
interesting topic, actually. Yeah, I could
Gotta
definitely
be Total War
stew on
2.
this for sure. Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Total War, Warhammer 2. Since like I think I got it when COVID dropped, and like within that year period, I put in like 1,000 hours of it. Like it just took over my life. But I always just go back to Skyrim. I got a lot of nostalgic memories. That was my first ever midnight review. I went with my buddy, and it was just such a great time.
Midnight review? You were reviewing... You had a
Yeah,
podcast
you're really
before
paused
this.
ahead of the
Shit.
game.
Midnight
preview.
release. Oh my gosh, I'm so trained now, like a podcaster. I do
Verse
midnight
Geek.
reviews. I don't do midnight releases anymore. Yeah.
Imagine a midnight review for an Elder Scrolls game. Holy shit.
Okay, guys,
5
buckle
minutes in,
down.
guys.
Yeah. We got to play this shit of this. At 6 a.m., we're going to meet back, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, like a 10-parter or something. So yeah, no, I keep going back to it. That was, I mean, I played a little bit of Morrowind like leading into Skyrim, but I didn't really like play a lot of it. So for me, that was like my first Elder Scrolls experience. So just really just has nostalgia feels there. And then I think the other one, I remember Arkham City actually being pretty high on my list as well, and I would still definitely put it up there. I don't even think I've played any of the other ones, just Arkham City, and yeah, such a great game. And I remember I had League of Legends too on like my top 5, but I feel like since then I probably would have put it higher. I have such a love-hate relationship with that game, but I just keep finding myself going back to it, and because I've just spent so much time in it, and it is just such a high skill cap type of game, I feel like I'll never fully get away from it, because it's just like, I don't know, I like live and breathe it. Like I still have like just, I don't know, certain strategies in my head, or like the itemization, like I just won't be able to get that out.
It's burned in you.
It is burned into me, yeah. So I mean, since the list making, it probably would be higher, since just because I've had some good times playing it recently. But yeah, so I don't know, like I think now it would probably be pretty close between those two, honestly, Skyrim or League of Legends. So yeah. Just because I've put like League of Legends is probably my most played game of my entire life, so I feel like if I don't put that 1, 2, or 3, I'd be kind of lying to myself there, unless I just really love to torture myself. But yeah, Total War, it's top 3 like definitely, but I just, it doesn't have the same type of, I don't even want to say replayability, just like endless possibilities of things that you can really learn strategies and just win that way, whereas I feel like a game like League of Legends doesn't have that. So
Right.
yeah, it's my long answer.
Fucking S-Bubs in the Discord. What are you dropping in the Discord, S-Bubs? You go back as an avatar image. I just get this notification. I'm like, what is this? Funny enough, we're going to talk about Avatar.
Is
here
it
in a
the
second.
image that Taylor sent me, the deleted scene from?
No, not that. Maddie says you guys are the best. Just saw the intro for Nightcast. So of course, Maddie, anything. I saw him like it has to be the song and everything. But yeah, let's take our first ad break. We're going to talk a little Navi box office and my thoughts. We're going to tell about You Season 4 and then the Golden Geeks winner for the MCU of 2023. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So Dylan, you posed this question in the Discord about wanting to know my thoughts on the Tar,
Yes, I need to know, man. I
Great
need to know.
movie with Kate Blanchett. Everyone check out actually Tar. There's a movie called Tar. It's fantastic.
It's like, fuck this guy.
Have you-
He loves Avatar so much. He's calling it the slang term. I went and saw Tar for the 3rd time with my boys.
Have you guys seen that clip of Tarantino saying Kate Blanchett from Golden Globes? Fuck, I'll bring it up in
No.
a second. But it's so good. It's like a new meme. But yes, I saw it a couple weeks ago. It's interesting. It was later at night, so I had to see it in 3D. And there's part of me went, okay, I feel like this is like the way you're supposed to see it. This is what makes it better. So I'm gonna see it. I will say after I saw it in 3D that when I see number 3, I will not see it in 3D. It just reaffirmed everything I did. Of like I get why people like it, but I didn't. I actually. The good thing is sometimes the 3D is so smooth when they're close enough, you can take your glasses off and there's no 3D. So there's like 10 minutes of this film, sometimes I would just take my glasses off and just be watching it. And the background would be like a little like messy, but I'd be like, I don't care. I hate these glasses, man. Like they're so
With someone
bad,
bumping you in the shoulder, hey, put your glasses on.
Yes, sir.
Respect
You
James
have to
Cameron's
leave if you
work.
don't put
It
your
said put
glasses on.
glasses on.
You don't get his mind if you don't have the glasses on. But
The only way he can interpret images or whatever that fucking quote was.
yeah. No, the best way I put it is like I think I'm exactly like the Avatar 1 review where Taylor and Kirklin liked to love it. Even though I listened to the review fully after, I was surprised how negative Kirklin was. I know you walked it back. You said your second viewing is better, but still, you were quite negative. I was
I was stirring the
surprised.
pot, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, but then well, Dylan was uber negative. But like but the thing is, for me, I don't think Dylan said anything that was wrong. It didn't impact me as much as Dylan. Best way to describe this is in the theaters. It's like a 7 out of 10, but at home it would be like a 6. That's where I would be. So it's exact. I feel like it was the exact same as the first one. I think the third act fucking bangs. I think it's great. I think it's like what Cameron. There's a clip going around him talking about in the third act, like he didn't want to quips and joking. That's stuff I do appreciate because that's some of the stuff I hate in MCU when all the biggest shit is going on. So I just be like, Denny's tomorrow. I'm like, all right, and then like fucking Thanos rips someone's head off and like, oh, Denny's. It's like, no, stop, like stop. Like I get it, but like, can we stop the joke? So the third act I think is great, like cinematically, sacrifices, nice little twists and stuff like that. The whole movie though feels like they did not plan, and maybe they didn't, but they did not plan for Avatar 2. Like, let me tell a little spoilers, but like all you guys were right about like how the villain comes back, how the humans just come back so quickly. I fucking hate Jake Sully so much. He's a waste of space character. What's the idea? We're gonna leave the forest and go in the water and not endanger these people at all. And then when it happens, he's like, "Oh, I guess they're here." And then he tries to tell them like everyone leaves, and like. I'm not going to say this because it's the same thing. People be like, well, comic book movies are the same, but it literally is pretty much just Avatar 1 again of like the third act. He's like telling everyone to leave and they don't want to leave. They want to fight. And then a big thing happens and they all get killed. Like it's very similar beats, but like I like some things enough. It's still too long. I did not need a fucking 20-minute scene of them like hunting that whale. That went on forever.
It was a long scene.
Why? Why do we need? But then James Cameron's like, well, I just put it on there because I want to see it. So like, I guess it's his fucking movie, right? And it's the 7th biggest movie of all time, and it's crazy. And that's been the exciting thing to see is like people talking about it, even like so far. Like when we talked to I always combine their names, Amanda and Sarah's. They're like you, Dylan, like, oh, it wasn't that good. And like I wouldn't tell people to go see this, but it's just like this thing's just still. It's just chugging along and just making so much money. It's just nuts. And yeah, it has some foreign markets like China and stuff that other movies don't. But I think it's going to be 1.8 tomorrow, and then it's like soon. I think it's about to pass Rogue One and The Dark Knight. So like it honestly is going to be maybe top 5, top 3 biggest movies of all time. And like it's just I don't know. It is crazy. Of like I know so many people like from. Like Emily hasn't seen it, and the people at her work scared her away because they all said it's not worth seeing, so she didn't want to see it. But like her, I don't know anyone else in my personal life other than Amanda Saris that's seen it. I don't know anyone at work except one person from the podcast network. Even like now, some people have seen it, but I think the majority of the network still hasn't seen it. But it's like the people that like it just keep going back, and it is something crazy. And that's what I was talking about on the vlog stream last week. There's Stephen Colbert. He works at Screen Rant. He fucking loves all this data and everything like that. It's crazy how like you got Avatar, Titanic, and Avatar 2 of like somehow these James Cameron movies just like they just perform different, and it's weird. Like whatever it is about the general audience, whatever secret he has, I think he sold the soul to the devil. But it's just like it's crazy. I thought Avatar would hit 1 billion, be big, but the fact that it's only week 4 and it's the 7th biggest movie of all time. Like, and I think it's gonna be number 5 times the weekend's done. It's like I don't understand, but like now it's like. 3 and 4 happened, so I liked it enough that I would see it again. I think it's the action. Spider, he's not great. I didn't hate him as much as other people, but he's not. I think I didn't hate his character as much. The acting he has not great. And I you guys talked about it too. I couldn't believe literally the first line of Miles was like, "We're not Kansas anymore, we're in Pandora." And I just looked around the theater and no one else reacted. I was like, yeah, because none of you remember this movie, right? Because you didn't watch it a week ago or something. But I was like, yeah, but Taylor, you were talking about this. I think you said maybe. I think you were the one that talked about in the review that I think 100% Miles will become a good guy eventually. What's going to happen is he's going to live in the fucking woods for a couple decades, and he's going to connect with the people, and there's going to be a bigger threat, and then he's going to go up against the humans for the new unobtainium or whatever and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know, but
I just want to say, like, I'm feeling pretty good about my draft pick. I think Avatar saved me from my Creed 3 loss.
yeah, I have to check, but I think you beat Kirklin in the draft now with that one. You still
That's
got
a big
Puss
one.
in Boots.
wow.
It's doing well.
Hey, Puss in Boots is better than fucking Avatar: Way of the Water. Trust me, that movie's fucking great. But yeah, like I think it was just fine. It would be sure to be better. There's some family stuff I like, some I don't. Some great action scenes. Jake Sully sucks. You guys were right about Natiri. They gave her nothing to do. Like she's just like standing around. But I was happy to have popcorn. I was in the back row alone. So, but like,
Sounds like you're causing a ruckus. You're taking glasses off. You're like, nobody's
No.
seen this
Throwing
movie.
popcorn at people.
Yeah.
Huh? We think of this movie.
not in Pandora
You know who
anymore.
that guy is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it on my podcast.
Yeah. But like as a minor spoiler, like it's not going to be anything in Golden Geeks other than for me other than like visuals. Like it's not you can check out Travis told you I ranked my 125 movies. It's like somewhere in the middle. It's it's all right, So, but what do you guys think about like that? It's being like, I don't know, saying it's going to be like Avatar 1 where it's going to be the biggest movie of all time, but still, even if it were to stop at number 5, biggest movie of all time, 1.8 billion, like I don't know. See, he's got some special sauce there. You
He
can't
does.
blame Disney for greenlighting like fucking when he's like, I have 9 movie ideas. They're just like, great. And now I'm curious to see what Avatar 3 does box office wise. Does this just happen every time an Avatar movie comes out that people just flock to the theaters to see it? I don't know. It's weird.
I know I'm not going again, but I mean, I definitely, yeah, I guess it doesn't shock me too much seeing how maybe no, I don't think I'm really surprised at all. Just because I am such an outlier on that. I know obviously the review is kind of more negative, even if you guys did like it. But I don't know. Just like very few people seem to dislike this thing. Everyone comes out and they're like, "Oh, this thing's fucking amazing," and most of it's like visuals. And if that's all you're looking for, that's cool. Like awesome. I love that. That's really great if you can get that much enjoyment out of it on a movie that's like really just standing on the fact that it looks good. So. I'm happy for everyone who's going to get their 7 Avatar movies because obviously these things are always going to make so much money that you're going to get all of them. And I'm happy for those people. I wish I could be there with you.
Well, yeah, I'm the same thing. Like, because everyone talks about the visuals, and I get that, but like I've always said that's not. Of course, I love good visuals, but I'm always there for like character and story. So it's like if that's the reason, it's great. But and I'm with Superman Mike, where that's to me the biggest sad thing. Where he says I'm a bit sad the rest of James Cameron's career will just be Avatar movies. I'd like to see other ideas he has. I feel like any other ideas he's just gonna put them there. But man, I agree. From Aliens to the Terminator films to the Abyss to fucking True Lies, like he's made so many films that would be in my top like 50, and like I hate that it's just gonna be the Na'vi people for the rest of his career. And like even Titanic, like I like enough, but like to me it is a bummer. But hey, that's what he wants to do, right? And it's making money, so
Just pretend he's retired. He's not doing any films.
yeah, just pretend he's
That's
dead.
another way to
Actually,
look at it.
this is his son, Jim Cameron.
If
You could do
you
that.
guys could give him one other IP franchise, if you could have him helm a Marvel movie, a DC movie, or some other pick like a Lord of the Rings spin-off movie, what would you guys pick?
Kung Fu Panda. No, I don't know. No, I
What
don't-
would require the huge budget that he would be able to
A
get
lot of
that no one else?
CGI. Yeah. Picture
Like
some-
I
a
would,
lot
I
of
guess I would
animated
say,
characters.
yeah, I guess I would say
Fu
Star
Panda.
Wars. I feel like he would, yeah, I feel like he'd fit better in a Star Wars. He almost, did you guys, I'm not sure if you guys know about this, that in the 90s he was very close to making a Spider-Man movie. Had you ever heard this story?
Oh, that's cool.
You should find his one time, or I'll have to drop you the link. Me and Chris, the early days of Marvel Alliance, we talked about the script because it came out. Some wild stuff in there. Of like I think he combined like Electro and Kingpin into one character. There is a very famous sex scene of them on the Brooklyn Bridge of Mary Jane, and he like ties Mary Jane up. Of course, she's a woman. She's like, oh yes, this is great. But like he like bonded her to the bridge and like. And Leo
This
was
is a sex
supposed
fantasy that turned into a movie idea.
yeah, and Leo was the one tapped to play Spider-Man because it was Titanic. So that was the idea that Leo was going to be Spider-Man. So there's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, he was very close. And
We could have had a Leo Spider-Man in No Way Home.
I'm happy with Toby. I'm happy. Leo's
Wasn't Leo
fine.
the one that said like he wasn't ready for Spider-Man at that point in his career? Or something
Yeah, and
like that?
Anakin. Yeah, he said he's got a lot of roles, and now
Yeah.
apparently he's never going to do a superhero film because what was it? Timothy Chalamet said the 2 pieces of advice Leo gave him said don't get into drugs, like hard drugs, and don't do a superhero film. So we'll see if Timothy Chalamet stays with that. But I think Leo's priding himself on not doing a superhero movie now, so he can be like the one guy. Be like, well, look, I didn't do it. Because
did
even
it.
Brad Pitt technically is in Deadpool too, you know. So
Yeah, big role.
S-Bubs pitches James Cameron's Secret Wars.
God no.
He's
Super
such
Bad
a Marvel
Mike.
hater. I don't think that'll ever happen.
Yeah.
James Cameron's Superman.
Yeah, it'd be
don't know
alright, but not with James Gunn writing. That's a iffy combo, I think. So, yeah. Taylor, you happy Avatar's doing well? You're gonna get your 9 films or whatever.
Oh man, I am so ecstatic. I'm so stoked for this. Avatar
2
2
billion soon.
Yeah, Avatar 2 was just fantastic, that second watch through, and I do want to see it again already. I just think that there's so much more. I want to see these rumors that we're going to be getting Fire Navi, and yes,
It's
I
not
know
rumors. He said that.
he actually said that. I thought it was just
rumors.
rumors.
I'm pretty sure in the interview he said that they're gonna rip off whatever was Avatar: The Last Airbender. And just
Last
do fire
Airbender,
people.
yeah. Interesting. Well, I mean, there you
I
go.
can't tell if you're memeing or not. Or you
Who,
tell
James
after.
Cameron?
No, Travis.
No, okay, he is doing that. He didn't say that, but that's what everyone was like. What the fuck? Like he did
'Cause
water people. Now he's going to fire people.
When I left the theater for the second viewing, Shay's first viewing, she said, "So what's the next one? Like book 3, Fire," which is again.
And that's
watch
what he's
Avatar:
doing.
Last Airbender. Yeah, exactly.
He didn't give a fuck though. He's like, yeah, I'll just take this idea.
So
I
is he
took
going to spend the
Pocahontas.
next 10 years just like becoming an arson and like playing with fire as he did with the water one, where he's just like spending all these years in the ocean learning how to
3's
film?
already
Is he just
filmed.
going to like live on the edge of like volcanoes and stuff, and this is going to be his new journey?
a little like suit and stuff? No, 3 is already filmed, and then I think they said 25% of 4 is filmed. So there you go.
So crazy.
So he's saying about these Ash Navi or Fire Navi,
Ash
based
people, he
based
said.
on what's already been filmed, or based on what he wants to film next, like for the
I
fourth
think what
one.
film because the 3rd's done. And he's saying the next one's talking about fire Navi Ash
Gotcha.
people.
Gotcha.
There you go. 'Cause-
I'm down.
And
Let's
the
do
pitch is he's like, we've met the nice Navi. What happens if we meet the not nice Navi? He literally said this in an interview. He's like, we've met the nice
What's so
Navi.
funny is that it
What do we-
sounds so made up. Like it sounds like you're just trolling me right now.
I'm
I don't,
not.
dude, half these quotes that people post of him in the Discord are like, who is this guy? Like, he is such a strange guy.
seems
the way he
satire.
talks about everything. So none of this is surprising me the way it's surprising you.
But that is just what happened, right? If like after this weekend, the 5 biggest movies of all time, you're 3 of them, and then you have the first slot, the 3rd slot, and the 5th slot, and Titanic's re-releasing in February. It could pass Endgame and be number 2 again.
I'll
So it's
commit
just-
to that too. Like I'm gonna go.
I'll commit. Why does it matter? It all goes to Disney. It's all going to the same pocket. Like, you know, so. Yeah, there you go. After our thoughts.
It's hard to be
box
humble
office.
if you're that guy. All those
Oh, yeah.
movies, top movies of all time. I'm curious to see what like the when we get to Avatar 6 or whatnot. Like if it is just a straight steady decline on like the profits. Like I don't know. We'll see if this one surpasses Avatar 1. I guess it's possible, but
I don't think it'll surpass Avatar. Like, you never know, but I don't think it'll 1 because I think it has a little more. It has a few months, like another month, but then when Ant-Man comes out, that'll kind of take it away. But we'll see. You never know. Top Gun
And-
stuck around for a long time.
and like for me though, like I can't see the 3rd one surpassing that. So like, is it just going to
Yeah.
be a steady decline down? Like that'll be curious to see. once
Because
we
like
get there.
2 makes sense because it was gone for so long, but 3, well, even 3, it's supposed to become 2 years. So maybe that's still enough of a break, though. Still 2 years away from the first one or the second.
I think with Avatar 2, it has the opportunity to do maybe re-releases or something like that. I
Well, yeah.
guarantee James Cameron's like, okay, Avatar 3 is coming out like 2 years from now in December. Okay, a month before, go check out Avatar 2 again in theaters. Or go check
they'll
out
put 'em back
a
together-
1
put 'em
and
together.
2 together.
You can have a
and
day
Titanic.
at Pandora.
That's torture.
With Titanic,
Yeah.
yeah.
A 5.5 hour
So-
adventure into Pandora. Oh my god!
I'd be there for that. I do think though that Avatar 2 probably will beat the first one. I think there's a good chance. I think that Avatar 3 won't.
So you think Avatar 2 is gonna pass Endgame and Avatar 1?
I think it can after like
What's the
another
difference right now?
re-release.
Sorry.
Avatar. So pretty much Avatar has to make another billion. This current
Oh,
one.
fuck.
I don't think it's gonna do that. I think yeah.
I think it could.
I don't think it's gonna do that in my opinion. I think because you got Ant-Man coming up, other things. I think it's gonna do well. Obviously, it's 5th.
Even if it's re-releasing later on and like
you
hits some other
underestimate how many
markets.
times Taylor's going to go see this movie, Travis.
yeah, the markets, but I guess that's years later. I'm just talking about in its original run right now.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
well, that's
predict-
different.
yeah.
I'd agree with you on the original run for sure. I do.
But it's
I
like-
will say like Avatar 3, it's not going to be up this high. I think it's going to start going down.
be higher. 4 billion. Well, we'll be there. Kirkland Taylor will review it. I'll try and jump on Avatar 3. We'll see. Dylan,
I'm out like Norman.
He'll
yeah.
go see something else. Yeah, Norman.
Speaking to a mirror. You're telling yourself that.
Am I? Dylan's other half is telling him to go see Avatar 3. Am I out?
He has that scene from Spider-Man 1. He's like on the ground, like just staring into the mirror. No.
Newspaper Geek First dead. You killed them. We killed them, Dylan.
We reviewed the movie.
Oh man! All right, let's. Okay. So now Taylor gets a moment. Almost every cast, I like to bug Taylor about something he forgot, a thumbnail, a time slot, something like that. But this one's all on me because Dylan and Taylor were doing the Weekly Geek this week, and I completely forgot to include you because I'm the content curator person for the Weekly Geek and newscast. I completely forgot you. Season 4. Is Kirkland pulling up because he's not seen it, so he's just gonna speed watch it right now? Is that what's happening? What were you typing there?
Right in my diary.
Oh, yeah.
You write your diary on your computer.
We killed them. Remember that. Remember that for joke idea.
Norman. Oh man. But anyway, so
Do you want me to pull it up? Or are we going breakdown by breakdown?
yeah, sure. Pull up the youth season 4 trailer and stuff like that. So obviously, it's been two years, kind of. The
Kirkland's like, yes, thankfully.
Now I can watch it.
Now I can watch it.
Yeah, you want me to pull? Yeah, you guys want to pull up Avatar: Way of the Water? We can talk about it.
He's like, I suckered him in. Let's do it.
But anyway, so yeah, this is coming out in February. So it's 10 episodes again. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I was so solid on that, but I'm very confident it's 10 because I think they're doing 5 and 5. So part 1's coming out February 12th, which I'm very excited. I got the Friday and Monday off because Hogwarts Legacy is coming out that weekend, so I took it off. So got that going on. So that comes out, and then I think it's in March is part 2, and the writers are like, you're gonna want. You'll understand when you get there. It's like, no, you guys just want more views. It's okay. Just say it. Don't be like, you're going to understand like what was different from all the other seasons. But they're like, you're going to need a break from the show when you get to episode 5. It's like, okay, sure. But this season, Joe, whatever his name's going to be this year, he's in London. He's a teacher now. I'm very happy that let him keep his like his hair and beard he has going on. Maybe he grew up for the show. I don't know. I just remember after You season 3, he had that look. I'm like, they should let him keep that, and they did. And yeah, I love You. It's one of these things that like I said,
I love you too.
Yeah. I knew someone's gonna make the fucking joke. It's like it's like I'm
I'll
gonna
write
call
that
you
one down
out.
too.
I'm gonna call you out S-Bubs. On Twitter, you did the I saw. I'm like, you know how many jokes that's happened since 2004? But yeah, the I love you thing, 100%. I love this television show. I'm very excited. All the seasons to me, I think, have been like 10 out of 10. I think they're perfect. I'm not like a 9.5. I think they've been perfect. They've been great. Penn Badgley's fantastic. My only worry, and we'll talk about this in the trailer, my only worry is like, and now I got to hide myself with the rich socialites. It's like, you've done this multiple times. But like, they're trying to play it off like, oh, he's hanging out with rich douchebags. It's like, he does this all the time. You know why? Because the show can make him kill these people, and we don't feel as bad because they're super rich and they're jerks, and then eventually he'll kill innocent people and go, oh, no, Joe. But so I've said this in season 3. My only worry is that we're going to end up like Dexter and start spreading ourselves too thin, like too much butter scraped over not enough bread. And my worry that I hope it's season 5 and then we're done, because I just don't know what else there is to do other than, are we just going to get 5 more years of meeting another girl? Sure, I guess. But what? What are you laughing?
Too much butter over not enough bread? I hope
It
they
still
do
works.
that. I want that.
I was trying not to react to it, and then I was looking up at Kirkland, and Kirkland
I was
like,
processing it slowly.
slowly
yeah.
growing a smirk, like tilting his head. And I look over to
I
Taylor.
used to be
Taylor's
so
like,
good.
zoned in. I just feel like whenever anyone says that quote now, everyone's ears like perk up, and they're like,
Did he say
"What's
it
going
right?
on?"
Did he say it right?
I feel like
Because I
was-
can't say it properly, but I can hear it properly. I
feel
know what
like
it sounds like, and that was not proper.
I feel thin, sort of stretched, like butter scraped over too much bread. I said it right. I said it fucking right.
You said too much butter scraped over too little bread.
You were close. You had the concept
close.
down. I'll give you
Oh
that.
yeah, like too much butter scraped over. What is it? Too much? like butter scraped over too much bread. No, I said I used to have. I got it because the joke was for years. I always screwed up, and then I had it perfect. And then we did the Lord of the Rings retrospective, and I swear that fucked me up along the way again. But anyways, I'm very excited for this season. I think they got a couple more. As everyone knows, I want the trial season that has to happen. My worry, just even with this trailer, is we could be going back to similar things we've done before, but each season, I bit my tongue hard there. Each season, I've thought that, and then they like put a new twist. Like season 2, it made it look like it was the same, and then obviously Love was a twist. And then season 3, there was, he found a new you. Spoiler, she died like 2 episodes in. So my hope is that there is something we're not seeing, but my worry is that I feel like we're on borrowed time, and 5 is as much as we can go. Maybe even 4 is too much. So that's my thoughts on the trailer. I'm very excited though for us to review it because it's gonna be a good time. But someone take it.
Yeah, I like Travis. I also love you guys and the show. I agree. I think every season has just been absolutely fantastic. And as soon as I started watching this trailer, I was just reminded of the character of Love, and I was like, I'm gonna be missing her next season.
Yeah.
'Cause she was just so fantastic. Spoiler alert if you haven't finished the last season, I apologize. But I feel like as the trailer went on, it showed enough of like the murder mystery aspect where I'm like, okay, this is kind of something new. Like it seems like he'll be a little bit more in a vulnerable position, which we have seen him before. Just the way that the trailer was going, it felt different and fresh and exciting. I was like, by the time the trailer was done, I was definitely feeling that itch for the U. So coming into the
Feeling that itch for you.
coming to the new year, I feel like look at the slate. We got you coming out this year. That's exciting. But until I saw this trailer, it was like, holy shit! I'm very excited, and I like I mentioned before at the start of the trailer, I was a little bit worried missing like a familiar character that I really really liked from the last 2 seasons, but I am now like, I have faith that I am still gonna just absolutely love this season, and I can't wait to just see Penn Badgley again. He's so fantastic, and just some of the characters that they showed off. It's like, I hope these have like the Carrie effect, which I just absolutely like fall in love with some of these side characters. But we'll see what happens. I'm very much excited for the reviews.
Just two reviews.
2 reviews.
Just
Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, it's not weekly, remember? They're in the batches.
Right. You reminded me. Still works what I said though. You don't have to pull me apart on the cast, but that's okay. That's what you're here for.
That's what I'm here for.
We killed them. Yes, this trailer, I totally agree with you, Travis. I think that the further we go along with this, I think it's going to get a little bit too... it's going to get a little too worn out.
In your house
that is the Green Goblin. I think that we... God.
That can't be real. That laugh. That sounded so fake.
That's what Norman sounded like in that scene.
That's what got me that second time. Oh yeah.
What was I saying?
You same worries as me. That's what you're saying.
Yes. So I have the same concern as you, because I think they're going to be pushing this along too far, and I think eventually they're going to run out of ideas. And I think that, hey, being outside of the U.S. here, being in London is going to be very cool. We're going to get to see like one familiar face, and then some other kind of characters that are kind of popping in. I'm wondering, are they really going the route of him having a stalker? And because that just reminds me of Dexter season 1. But are they really going the route of him having the stalker and him being like this anti-hero where he's trying to find the murderer in this case, like in this like preppy area? Because it just seems very peculiar from everything we've seen him do, being so twisted and fucked up, to now like... I know you root for Dexter, but Dexter, again, was killing serial killers. He's just fucked up, this character, Joe. So now, are we rooting for him?
Well, they kind of want you to root for him because he's the protagonist, but you should realize that he's the bad guy, So I just hope we don't get some shit like he when he goes to sleep, he wakes up and kills these people and he didn't know he was doing. Like, I don't need anything like that.
Wow, that'd be brutal.
We killed them. Joe looks in the mirror. And all the dead girlfriends, we killed them. A little accident in laboratory. Dylan, save us.
I think you guys have mostly said things that I agree with. And honestly, for me, I think I want the show to end at some point because I just really want to see Penn do other stuff. I just want to see him in some other roles, and obviously I drafted him in the MCU thing, so or just the comic book thing. So I'd love to see him do something like that. But otherwise, I just kind of want to see something else. But yeah, I feel like the vibe of this season, to me, is like they're showing off. It seems to be like they're really trying to set up the ensemble cast element of it. I feel like the trailer didn't fully go there, but I even think like, what was it, the first teasers we got, or I forget what they called it, teaser or trailer, but it was like a weird like photo shoot of the cast just like doing weird stuff, and I was like, this is very strange. But to me, it shows me that they're trying to pump up these other characters and get you invested in them, and that does make sense if they're going the murder mystery route. Is you got to have people who are likely suspects, you got to have red herrings, you got to have people who can do all sorts of different roles. So that makes sense that they're adding, I guess, more people to that main cast. There's always a few people bumping around in these seasons, but I like the trajectory we're on. I think this seems like a pretty interesting season. I'm curious to see what that mid-season break is, and if everything we got in the trailer is potentially like in that first break, and then there's like actually some huge thing that happens, and then the second half is like, I don't know, let's say he actually goes to prison or something like that, and like what you were saying, Travis, or trial, whatever it is, like maybe that's what they're doing in this season. I'm not sure if they're trying to hold back on what the second half of this thing is, but I like the setting, and it's just I think, I mean, I was watching the first 2 seasons when they released, and maybe we did reviews. I can't remember. I'm sure maybe I was on them. Who knows? Can't remember that far back.
You were on both, yep.
Yeah, and then season 3. I don't really like binge watching shows anymore, which is why I'm really glad this is in 2 parts. Because if it wasn't, I might have skipped it, like, or at least I would have skipped the review. I would have been watching just at a slower pace. But I think this will make it at least more digestible. But yeah, so season 3, I was like, for some reason, I wasn't really that excited for it, but then I just started watching it, and then a couple episodes in, I'm like, okay, I'm fucking hooked now, and every episode ends with a cliffhanger, and like I'm totally in there again. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. So I do really like this show. I think it's just it's so much fun. Maybe one slight concern is the murder mystery approach is almost like they're running out of ideas potentially. It just seems like not really what the show was about. It's in that realm, but it's never really been quite like that. So I think they're doing something different, and whether that's because they're running low on ideas or they had a very particularly good idea with this sort of setting remains to be seen. But yeah, I'll be checking it out day 1. I'm curious.
What if that's the episode 5 finale? Because, you know, they own, I don't know if they own, but they have the movie playing right now. The character is all going down, fucking Daniel Craig walking with Benoit Blanc. He's like,
that
we got
would
a
actually
mystery
be
on our
fucking
hands.
amazing. I would love that.
You got Joe going up against Benoit Blanc. Oh my God, that'd be fantastic. But no, I'm kind of saying that I hope, the only reason I'm kind of down for this murder mystery is if it leads to his inevitable being caught. You know, like we can do it once, sure, but I don't. That's my worry, is we do it this year and the next year it's something else and things like that. But
there was one shot right at the end of the trailer that got me excited for. It seemed like some sort of confrontation, but at the same time, I'm like, this could also just be like him meeting all these people. So I don't want to like I don't want to read too into it, but I don't know. I like.
Is it when he's just like watch? Yeah, well, you'll point it out. We have some differences, opinions there and stuff like that. He's just getting hammered.
Professor Jonathan Moore.
Oh, Jonathan's is more.
Jonathan is his more.
Okay, so pause on her. Her name's Marianne again, right? I think it is. What's her?
Oh my God, that character in the back looks like Jenna Ortega in her role in season 2 or
She's
3,
back
whatever.
He kind of does, actually. Yeah. What was her character name again? Marianne.
Marianne.
Okay, so did you kill someone? You break someone's heart? Anyway, so. I'm wondering because, okay, pause right there.
Look at that pause.
Perfect timing. So all their, now it could just be because like the sun or something like that, but all the scenes she's in, they're like lit different. And I just like, I feel like they're going to be flashback, and I'm very curious about her. I feel like the trailer on purpose is trying to make it look like he murders her. I don't think that is the case as of yet, but I don't think it's going to be a case that he showed up to London and he killed her and now he's just stuck there. If it is, I'd almost kind of be disappointed because like, then I guess they just want to get him in London maybe, but I hope they don't kill her off. I would actually like her to be the one that somehow turns him in or something like that, but I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on Marianne's?
Well, she doesn't know that he's done anything bad, does she? I can't remember. She knows that he killed like Hope and all them.
Well, first of all, it's love, and second
Love
of
is
all,
hope.
yeah,
Fuck.
not the Ant-Man movie. Okay,
Yeah.
he's not Reed Richards yet, but no, remember she knew some stuff, but then Joe wrote that fake note to make it look like he was coerced into doing it. So that's gonna be his pitch. Is like, well, she made me kill some people, you know. So it's like, well, all right, dude, I don't know, but so she knows something could be up. Maybe she doesn't trust him. But do you guys think she's gonna be like? What's her status in this season?
Just from the trailer, I wasn't getting a vibe that she was in it a ton.
Mm-hmm. So she just
But
dead?
they could be holding
Won't pick
back.
up? Yeah.
You're right with the lighting, but I also
Yeah.
feel like the lighting is because I feel like all the scenes she has in the trailer, maybe I haven't stopped it frame by frame like we're about to do, but I feel like there's multiple scenes of this sequence
Yes.
here in this market, so it might just be that all those shots are in one place.
Now, where does her kid fall into play here? Because she fled here with her kid too, right?
Yeah. So that's why I would also hope that she's not just dead and he's just like orphaned another kid. You know?
Well, if he, I mean, I doubt he does kill her, like you said, Travis. But I mean, if that was the case, if he bumped into her and then eventually killed her, and this is like a couple years down the road, then what if her kid is the one stalking Joe? Is that a stretch?
That's a big time jump. Fuck. Because that kid, I think, was pretty little. Dude, it's a 7-year-old stalking. But no, because my only worry is, too, I can't remember. Remember in season 1, he was with Beck, obviously, but then remember he had the old girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but they made it look like she died, and the finale was like, "Oh, I'm still alive." I just don't want them to repeat that. That's my worry. They're gonna make it look like he killed Marianne, but then she's gonna pop up later in a season, and maybe that's how episode 5 ends. She just shows up with a bunch of cops. They arrest him because, as I pitched in season 3 review, and I keep pitching, they have her left. They have Jenna Ortega. They have multiple characters from season 1. They got John Stamos. They have all these characters from different seasons that are alive, and I feel like it's this case that if they all sat down in a room and talked about Joe Goldberg or Henry, whatever his name's gonna be, Jonathan, they'd all put their stories together and realize, hey, this is the fucking guy ruining everything. Because to me, if they don't do anything like that, then why they keep all these characters alive? And they're kind of like, and especially Jenna Ortega, great time to bring her back here soon, you know, bigger than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So how right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Destination London.
Destination London, and he's a teacher. Hopefully, he has some good credentials.
The hat's
You know.
back. A little bit of a
See, and now
tear.
this, yeah,
Interesting
see, you're a
lighting.
murder, yeah, and I feel like this is his new like room. Remember, he always has a room somewhere.
This could easily be a vision, though. That's what I was getting the vibe of this scene.
Mm.
like she's not real.
Like, is he just having a bad dream, or he's like tripping out on some weird drug that these like rich snob people have?
Yeah, it could
Damn,
be.
that's a read.
It just seems like too on the note. Like, this seems like a very big thing to show if it's real, but
Yeah, but my theory is if it is real, this is his new murder room because it's a brick. So I think he's keeping. That's
a lot
where
of
his-
brick in London, though.
Yeah, lots of murder rooms too. You know.
Yeah.
You can keep going. Keep going. We know Joe's a murderer. He's you're wrong about me, and then that's why my hope is she's alive. That the whole season he's gonna try and keep it clean to like win her back and show that he's actually a good guy. And this was my problem of like laying low and he's like hanging out with the rich people. And he did that in season 1 with Bex's friend. Season 3 was all about him being in the suburb with loves like the rich snotty people. So it's like it's not a big stretch. It's just rich snotty people in London with British accents. You know, like that's the only change up here. But of course, Joe, you know, finding some woman who decides that she's like just gonna masturbate in front of a fucking open window at nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, yeah. like, so we'll see. I've never seen this actress in anything, so I hope she's good.
No, that he was probably imagining that too, right? Like he was in the last season, or the neighbor like came into his car in the parking lot and stuff, because that didn't happen.
Yeah, but maybe in season 1 he did watch Bex have sex a lot in front of her window. So that's what I mean. Like it's been a theme that women just have sex in open windows here. It's a big thing in the U universe, you know. So it's there, you know. I got nothing
See
smart
what
to
it
say.
says
Keep
after
going.
tragedy. It's like, does tragedy something kill her?
Mean,
It's
Yeah.
expanding.
mean killers expanding beyond London.
Have you not seen that plotline in this? That there's like a serial killer in London?
Oh yeah, I watched the trailer. Don't
Okay,
worry.
I wasn't sure because you paused it. And you said, "What's this? What's this?"
I just
Yeah,
thought that
there-
was the way it was capitalized. I was looking into it, but everything else.
It's pretty old TV,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
and that's what's gonna be
Back to
interesting. Is this eat the rich killer the same person that's stalking Joe, or does Joe kill some people accidentally that are rich and they just think it's a serial killer?
I think it's that guy on the left with the man bun and the glasses. That's my
Fuck yeah, he looks
prediction.
dangerous. It's
Never
probably
trust a
Bex's
man
dad
bun.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then so this feels very dexterous. So if there's a serial killer on the loose, there's a stalker. Like it feels very similar to lots of seasons like that. And it's just him talking to a bunch of people, talking about why these people are bad and stuff like that. Now, is this his or did he find someone's room?
I think he found the.
I think it's. I don't think it's.
They
his,
led him.
'cause-
They led him
Yeah.
to this room. I think.
Okay.
Right.
Because I feel like these texts hitting him right now where he is, that's pretty a big moment, I would imagine.
It's not very laying low of him either. Just like in his apartment to have a wall like that.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of how they were trying to make it look really hard, like Joe was running after her, but I don't.
He's clearly in the woods, and she's in the middle of the
Once
city.
again in that market, yeah.
He wanted a running sprint. He started from the woods, just like fucking booking into the city. Like, why is he
Hitman
have
47.
this?
Look at this guy.
Yeah, like what's going on here? You know?
With the suit and everything too.
Yeah. Also, I was not a fan of how the text bubbles disappeared. That was some very lame.
Yeah, I
After
agree. That
Effects.
looks really janky.
That hurt my eyes. Is this what you're talking about, Kirk? Okay, good.
No,
I thought you were
I'll
talking about
tell
that.
you.
I was like, that's some
Don't you worry.
not good stuff.
Is that the Riddler letter there?
Pretty much.
Hiding in plain sight, murder mystery. It's Glass Onion all over again, hey?
100%.
there's your tomato sauce on the painting that we were talking about today.
There it is. Yes.
It happened pretty quick.
I had no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, there you go.
You were a part
That's
of
the
that.
thing.
Remember? Yeah, never mind.
I had no idea. I had no idea what meme that was. Like
Sorry,
I didn't. I get it now, but I had no idea when you dropped that meme.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're all drinking Last Supper, perhaps. I don't know.
Right here.
Penn Badgley looks great.
Oh
though.
yeah.
You're reading
See,
way too much into this scene, Kirkland.
Yeah. I
You're
only watched it
reading-
once, okay? It just
I think he's
seems
literally
like
just
they were all
walking
like,
in.
we've been expecting you, like they're on fucking intervention or something. But yeah, it just seems like this is where they probably all meet him.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Because I guarantee he thinks it's one of them, right? And that's the murder mystery. And there you go.
It's you.
New season 4, February 9th, and then March 9th. We'll be reviewing them all. We'll watch them. Come back. Like I said, that week's gonna be busy.
I didn't realize it was a month. I thought it was a week or two.
Yeah, no,
Whole
a whole
month.
month and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Keep you on the edge.
exactly. Well, let's take our last ad break, and then we're gonna get into the Golden Geeks winners. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So this is for the MCU Golden Geeks. We started this last year when there's just so many fucking MCU projects, and you know what, people like the MCU. That's our core fan base and stuff like that. So I will bring them up. A big thank you to all the patrons that voted, because you know what, it was fun when we did this in the past between just all of us. But I like the patrons being in there now. I like that we are like the Academy that decides the nominees, but then we let it loose to the people that support us the most and everything like that. And if you want to, in a couple weeks we'll be doing just our overall 2023 one. Any tier that is open to voting. Doesn't matter from the beginning to the biggest tier. You can vote at any point.
That is going to
So-
be fucking spicy, man. Looking at my lists, like there is a lot of stuff going on this year.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be
100%.
exciting.
So let me. I gotta get a calculator out here. I didn't do all the percentages, so I apologize. I'm sorry, everybody.
This guy.
But yeah, so
You're
follow
out,
the 3,
Norman.
Kirkland. Fuck no. Okay, so best costume, or sorry, best debut. We'll start with 0% was Miss Marvel. So sorry, no votes there.
Whoa. Not even S-Pubs voted for Miss Marvel, eh?
I guess not. No. And then at what is it? 31% is the runner-up, Moon Knight, and the winner is She-Hulk. The best debut
Nice.
MCU with 69%. I'm not making that number up. 69% the winner and stuff like that. So
To be
there
clear,
you go.
this is character, not
best
the
debut.
show,
yeah,
but-
yeah, exactly. Just the character and stuff like that. And then we got best costume. And maybe I'll start with this because if I go the other way around, maybe I'll kill the tension because you'll know who wins, stuff like that. So the winner of this went 92% of the vote, Moon Knight. The only other
Nice.
person that got a vote was one for Namor. So there you go.
Nothing for Nakia's Green Panther. You're telling me no one voted for that?
You guys were all about that.
I was on the
That
fence. I was on the
Hey,
fence. and
no,
then I
you
was
were
like,
on the
got it
fence.
in
You backed
there.
them big
It's not my
time.
winner pick, though. I mean, if I can only pick one, I'm gonna pick Moon Knight.
Yeah, hang on here. I just got to look at one thing here because okay, there we go. So I forgot to tally it. One
Gotta
vote.
carry
But
the two.
Well, no, this was a this was a really close one. 1 second here. I'm sorry, I'm unprepared on these last ones.
So far,
Never
is this where
crunch
you guys voted? I think these are so far. I voted these two as well as my personal pick.
I don't think I had She-Hulk actually.
Yeah, I guess we should say that. Yeah, because we should reveal our picks. I guess. Yeah, I had best costume for Moon Knight, and same thing with She-Hulk. Those I voted for those two. Yeah.
My debut was Miss Marvel. I thought you said Miss Marvel had no votes. You're
Okay,
not counting
there
my
you go.
votes.
Kirkland has one vote. Sorry. So,
Recount?
No,
Give me a recount.
No. Oh yeah, you did have that. I'm sorry. My bad. So okay,
I don't trust any of these numbers now.
I didn't. Kirkland didn't get in before the count, but
He's getting audited.
Yeah, exactly. So the winner of the best scene with 45% was She-Hulk by only one vote, because the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange zombie was one vote below it. So it was very close. And then Wakanda obviously a couple votes, but yeah, it was one vote away as far as the winner. So She-Hulk changing the script. I voted for that one as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. And then for the Black Panther scene was the Talocan
Yes.
scene.
That's what
Which
I
is
voted.
impressive.
45%. That's pretty close then.
Yeah, which is
Closest
impressive
one
because the Talocan one almost didn't make it in. You know, it was one that had to be voted in. So Taylor, you said what you voted on these ones.
Well, best scene, I did the werewolf transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that was that. You weren't the only one that voted for it. Some other votes there, but it was
Just
it
the
was
way you said that. Well, for best scene,
Obviously.
werewolf transformation. Obviously.
yeah, it wasn't so.
best debut.
And
I
no,
didn't-
wait a second. No, you're screwing me up. The werewolf transformation didn't make it in.
That was in the
remember?
list that I was sent.
No, that was because the tiebreaker that happened. So
Slightly confusing on the sheet. I'll give you that.
It would, yeah, I swear
Oh.
one of them said winner, and I'm like, well, do I even vote for that one? I guess I'll just click the winner.
You guys were on the cast. You remember what happened?
No, they
It
don't.
was like a month ago.
What about costume and debut, Taylor? She-Hulk for debut, costume for Moon Knight.
Moon
Which one is
Knight dipped his toes in both those pools.
there? Okay. There you go.
Notorious She-Hulk hater over here.
Oh yeah, big
Can I
time.
feel it?
So next was, and I guess I should read this out for people that didn't get it, or didn't listen to it. So next was best villain. The nominees were Gore the God Butcher, Namor the Submariner, and Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen, who won best film with 58% of the vote. And then Namor and then Gore were very close, like it's rocking like some almost 20% and stuff like that. But I wasn't surprised by that.
Who
I
was
was
the winner?
sup-
Wow.
Yeah, who was the winner?
Scarlet Witch.
You didn't say
The
it.
wording was quite different.
I
Once
said
again, my
Scarlet
vote.
Witch.
So far, I'm 4 for 4 on my
I
vote.
was
Sorry,
on the
yeah.
edge of my seat, and he's like, just going on to the next runner-up.
Because you said like best film in there somehow.
did.
Somehow in the
I-
middle of the sentence
villain,
you said best
villain.
film, I think. Which
He's
I don't know
doing
how
the
that
Apple
happened.
podcast
All
thing.
right.
It's not actually the program. It's just Travis.
Yeah, exactly. His brain just works that way. It cuts back 10 seconds in time.
I also voted for. I got a way to do this now. I also voted for Scarlet Witch. I thought it was a no-brainer. I was surprised that there were votes for Namor and for Gore, and I like them both a lot. But I just thought Olsen was obviously some of the writing was a little meh at times for me, but the performance, everything, I was all about it. So
I feel like when I look back at that movie, her as a villain, it's not up there. It's not up there for me.
Who'd you
So,
vote
and
then?
I went with Namor, Mr. Namor.
Mister.
and Taylor, you did Gore.
I slapped my vote on Gore. I think back to that and like while the movie is very like humorous and everything like that, I just think like man, Gore was scary. He looked great. He looked terrifying, and he like Christian Bale was fantastic.
Great year for
He
MCU
didn't
villains.
brush
As
his
long as
teeth
you guys
for,
know that you're
2
wrong,
months
that's all
to
good,
prep.
yeah.
Dylan, you
I'm
voted
not
for
wrong.
Scarlet Witch.
I'm just the loser, Dylan. There's a big difference there.
Scarlet Witch, of course, yes.
Yeah. And then in the where was I now? Best supporting actor. That was Charlie Cox as Daredevil and She-Hulk. This is just a She-Hulk category. Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky, and then B.D. Wong as Wong. And I guess it was like She-Hulk / Multiverse of Madness. The winner, let me clarify, the winner of this was Charlie Cox as Daredevil with a whopping 71%. The couple other guys got a few votes, but it was pretty much it was all about the Cox in that one. So I voted for that one. I liked the other two, but I thought it was great. The chemistry was great. Yeah, maybe there was some excitement seeing back, but I think it delivered. It was like the first 5 minutes is the excitement, then you got to deliver, and I think he delivered. So
Yeah, when I looked at the
I agree.
category, it was like, oh, I could see Blonsky, I could see Wong, and then it was like, nah, I gotta do Charlie Cox here. He's so good. Family scene, oh, so good.
oh yeah, Taylor, who do
Walk
you
of
vote for?
shame.
I put Blonsky in the headlights. He was just ready to go. I had so much excitement seeing him in this, and yeah.
You weren't alone. Blonsky had more votes than Wong, so
It was a good
Really?
category. It was a
Yeah.
good category.
I can
think. Like,
I
those are
can
good
reveal that
nominees.
Wong actually only got 1 vote. So there you go.
Who was it? Put him on the spot.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
S
do
Bubs?
that. I have
Yeah.
to download it, but I don't
What a
know.
loser.
Yeah, you voted through the 1 vote. Well, speaking of 1 vote people, we have the Black Panther category, aka the supporting actress category. Obviously, just the ladies from Black Panther and stuff like that. The winner with a whopping 90% is Angela Bassett as Ramonda, but
Nice.
not 100% as I predicted. Taylor, why was it not 100%?
Did I fuck with it?
You were the only one that everybody else voted for Ramonda except for one person, that being you.
Yeah, what'd you
I
vote?
I did Okoye. I just loved her performance in this. I thought again, just seeing her just have to deal with like, you're out, Norman. She's out.
Not a direct line from the movie.
No.
Am I? Fuck, I was chuckling. I couldn't do it.
She was just incredible. So
Just comes back. She's like Namor with the water. Out, am I? Oh man.
The cackle. Oh, with the Travis Snell cackle from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an obvious one. I'm glad. It almost looks
Yeah.
like she's probably gonna win an Oscar. So I don't know if that. I don't.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So I
For this or for another movie?
No, for this. She won. She's
Wow.
been winning a bunch of awards.
That's
She deserves
crazy.
it. It's a fantastic performance. So I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking on my ass. I feel like she might pop up in the regular Golden Geeks as well. So there's not
She's
too
on
many
my
times
list.
where we cross over with the Oscars and us, but there's a chance. So next is Best Lead Actress. The nominees in that were, of course, Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, Lupita Nyong'o as Shuri, Kamala Khan. No, sorry, Aman Vellani as Kamala Khan, and the winner of this one with 63% is Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. And then after that was Shuri, and then last place was Miss Marvel. I was surprised because I feel like our fans in Discord, big Miss Marvel people, but I guess when it came to front, they didn't vote. But Kirklin, you voted for her lead actress. See, I got some of your votes here.
Yeah, you got half my Miss Marvel votes.
Yeah, that's why she lost. Yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, she was such a powerhouse in the early portions of that show, and the show was like, pretty good. And then I think like throughout the show, especially when it dips in quality, I still think she is good to the extent that they like give her with the script and like what they write her with. Because yeah, she definitely falls flat, but I think that's more this like the script more so than her like embodying the character, because I just think she like lived and breathed that role. And yeah, it was a very tough one, because yeah, Tatiana as She-Hulk, such a great debut and just performance and just the way that she carried that show. But there was a lot of moments when she was in her office, She-Hulk was, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, I'm getting taken out here by the CGI character in the CGI room. So I gave my Miss Marvel
the
vote.
CGI took your vote away. Hey?
It's that office. It's like I'm gonna have nightmares about that place.
Wow. Yeah, no, I voted for her. She's, I don't want to spoil any rankings, but she may or may not appear in my MCU top 10. I don't know. I got to make that for our characters, and just that's pretty good for someone that's new first year. And we have so many great characters. I think I like the way they wrote the character, but that's a big thing to do with Tatiana Maslany. I just can't wait to see her just in everything. She better be a member of the Avengers. She better be all over this MCU. So,
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be great. Once again, 100% of my votes are the actual winner here, so I'm pretty unfazed right now. This is just going as planned.
there you go. Taylor Phil, where was your vote?
Shuri took the cake. Loved her in Black Panther.
All right, there you go. And then lead actor for the best lead actor. You got, I can't remember his name, the guy that played Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night. He has a name that I don't want to butcher. You got Oscar Isaac as 4 different roles. And then you got, I didn't write down the other one because he got no votes.
Who did you vote for?
Yeah.
Not the
Well,
other guy.
it was Doctor Strange.
Was it Benedict? Yeah, so Benedict got a 0%, no votes there. But it was kind of tough. Oscar Isaac took it 83%. Taylor, you were one of the people that didn't vote for them. I know you like Werewolf by Night, but I was still surprised that it got the vote over for Moon Knight.
Yeah, I really, really like Jack. I really, really liked him in his performance. And just, again, just the whole being the werewolf, it just rubbed me the right way.
Rub you the right way. Yeah. Again, I got lots of problems with the Moon Knight show. I was very disappointed. It's one of my more disappointing things, even though I think I like the show overall. Oscar Isaac was not bad. That's why I'm hoping we get a season 2, a movie, whatever it may be, and hope that there's another crack, because they got the perfect guy. We saw on that show that he can do anything they need him to do, and I think whatever he had to do, he was fantastic. And so it is one of the better performances of the MCU. So it was a no-brainer for me to be voting for Oscar. So.
Yep, same for me.
Yeah, that got my vote as well. I mean, like you said, Travis, he played 4 roles. That's crazy, and like very different personalities amongst them. So.
So next we got most anticipated, which is Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, Loki Season 2, and Ant-Man. And the winner of this one is Ant-Man. I was very surprised by this. Yeah, it was by
Must be the trailers, eh? That just it's easier to latch onto that right now, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. I was surprised. It took like a big swing at the beginning, and then some people started voting for other things. I personally voted for Guardians because I just want to see. Like, it's tough because like I think I'm gonna end up. If Loki's still the same writer and director, that would have got it, but that's always my worry. And Ant-Man, I'm looking very forward to. Like, other than like, I think the trailers for me have been like, I like them enough, but they haven't enhanced my hype. You're just Guardians. Like, I want to see that ending. I think James Gunn's really going to deliver. I think there's going to be not a dry eye left in the building. So that was my vote. And yeah, I was surprised that Ant-Man. I'll get the percentage here in a second. It was close though. It was only a couple votes off for Ant-Man to take it, but he and the company did take it. So.
Probably the fact that this vote went out hot off the heels of that trailer probably helps Ant-Man too. It's top of mind for people. It was a good trailer too, so that helps.
Yeah, that's a good point. This one got Guardians was the vote for myself. I mean, like I was between these two because Kang like appearing, like that's definitely a big deal, but man, like when I watched that Guardians trailer, like still I like almost am in tears. So it's like holy shit, like this movie is just gonna take me to a whole nother emotional galaxy. So yeah, that had to be my most anticipated.
Ant-Man won with 45%, by the way. So
I put my vote on Ant-Man again. I want to get in the quantum realm. I want to be seeing all this stuff. I think the whole world wants to be in the quantum realm. We want to go there. We want to see Kang. We want to see variants. Oh.
Worth noting, I submitted my vote before this trailer came out, so that's how confident I am on Ant-Man. I'm really looking forward to that.
There you go. So overall, best project of the MCU: She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Black Panther. I think it's the first time it's happened for best overall. So for a while, I had to do another vote because She-Hulk did have some votes, but Black Panther and Multiverse of Madness were tied. Ooh. So what I did is I put it back to the patrons and said, okay, people that vote for She-Hulk, you got only the 2 options right now. And I can tell you, and I'll get the exact percentages. I think it's like a 55 to 45. That Black Panther won by 1 vote.
Wow.
So the patrons and I were in line with Black Panther, and you guys were the ones that inflated when you guys came in, because for a while, Black Panther, like, oh, it's the win. And then when you guys, because I was the only sole GeekVerse guy that voted Black Panther. I was surprised when I got Kirklin's vote, because I was waiting for a while because I was like, okay, there's a point where if we got Kirklin's vote, it was for Black Panther. I'm like, okay, it's done. But then when I got that, I'm like, oh shit, I got to keep watching the Patreon, see how they vote, because I thought you were Black Panther, but no, I was only Black Panther. And then, but yeah, She-Hulk had some votes, but wasn't up there. But yeah, they did tie originally, and then we ran it back, and by 1 vote, Black Panther took it.
That's crazy, yeah, because I mean, I feel like, especially if you listen to the review, like I was very positive on Black Panther for sure. So like even when I like I think that was the last category I even filled in because I had to stew on it a little bit, and Black Panther was kind of in the lead. But then I thought back to like my initial thoughts of like leaving Multiverse of Madness. Again, that was a while ago now, but like when I like first saw that movie, fuck man, seeing Patrick Stewart like on screen again after all that time, actually seeing John Krasinski like as Reed Richards, like that, like the Undead Strange, like those motions just came back like fucking Gandalf on the 5th day to the east. So yeah, that's where Multiverse of Madness got my vote. But I'm happy with it. Both those movies were really really good in my eyes. So.
That's amazing. Yeah, all of my votes were correct except for this one. And by correct, I mean like, I voted for the thing that ended up winning, but obviously very, very close. I don't think I really need to explain mine. If you go back to our Black Panther review, I wasn't too hot on that movie, so this wasn't really a difficult decision for me. And Taylor, we kind of had a bit of a battle when we were putting this list together because you really wanted Werewolf. And I really wanted She-Hulk and Doctor Strange on the list, even though I know I can only vote for one. And I know I was going to vote for Doctor Strange, but I really wanted She-Hulk in that top 3. But yeah, that was an easy vote for me. I love that movie so very much. It's just crazy. It's over the top. There's tons of fun characters in there. There's the moments that Kirklin brought up. And people have issues with Scarlet Witch. I don't. I love that character. I think that's just fantastically done in that movie. So yeah, easy vote for me.
Yeah, the final percentage was 53% for Wakanda Forever, and then the 47% for Multiverse of Madness. So Taylor, obviously you didn't get your werewolf, so went to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, no werewolves in there. Doctor Strange easily just takes the cake. You guys said it. We got Fantastic Four in there, and that didn't sway the votes.
You got Reed Richards.
We got Reed Richards, but he's a member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but you got him saying he's the smartest man in the world, and then he's like, "Yeah, Black Bolt, he's gonna destroy you if he uses his mouth." So
smartest man, but he wasn't the strongest man.
He wasn't. No, he was. They said he was the smartest man, and then he gave Wanda the key to how you kill him. It's not a good move for Reed Richards.
Has a bad poker face.
Yeah,
Just drinking earlier.
What face?
The movie was just fantastic. As soon as it dropped on Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, I snagged that hard copy because if the servers go down, internet's out. Like, you know what? I'm good. I can put my fucking Multiverse of Madness on in my Blu-ray player, so we're all set.
Not the Guardians Holiday Special.
If the servers go down, then we don't got it. They got to put a hard copy of that.
Oh, right. Yeah, Madison, you'd get that, and she's going to just burn it and everything like that. So, yeah. Well, there you go. Those were the winners. We're going to be doing that again come a couple of weeks as far as the, the just 2023 Golden Geeks of all the other films. There's a bit more categories there. Obviously, a much larger field. I think it's going to be quite a mix of films, and I think there's going to be lots of stuff going on there. So, yeah, this was a very fun one. I think it was a good time, just, to end us out.
You killed them. We killed them. We?
We'll be back next time, and it won't be boring.
Your little accident in the laboratory.